What makes you think she's going to be here?
That's her protest group.
Stop saying that.
I'd like to
You
stop
said
saying
that. I hear.
I don't hear
it's
you
her
hearing
protest
it.
group.
Hey, Amelia?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most overlooked and undervalued flicks from the decade of the 2010s.
I heard he's getting into stage gimmicks now. He's got Owen in a helmet looking dumb, and one where he sings from a toilet. Someone should have told him that shit's whack, but he's so afraid of failure, man. He's just getting desperate.
Number 20, Sorry to Bother You.
I think you should rap. Rap, 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 rap.
Though a success at the box office, relative to budget, this genre bender still deserves more fanfare. Some may point to its audacious tone or bonkers third act as to why it hasn't become a classic, but it's those exact qualities that make it so excellent.
Today, YouTube sensation Cassius Green is here. You have 500 million people watch you get pegged in the noggin and get utterly humiliated. It was effing hilarious.
Boots Riley's debut feature is exhilarating in its originality. It's a singular vision with a searing social commentary trying to bother the status quo. Lakeith Stanfield is the perfect leading man for his character's literal transformations.
Muzzy Muzzy.
Mr. Song, Cassius Green of Worry Free Calling. Sorry to bother you. I'm calling about who is assembling your phone. Now, I know they're being made in China. I'm a big fan of yours. I've been following you since you were with Takashi. I cheered, literally, when I found out you acquired Tanrio, which is why I'm calling you and not Phonarola.
As Cash Green, he guides us through a story of class consciousness and some good old body horror. Far from a one-trick pony, the film's supporting cast is also superb, led by Tessa Thompson and Stephen Yeun.
All right, folks, let's meet back here at 3 p.m., okay? It's not that serious.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's like serious, but it's not that.
All right, sure, but I'm ready though.
Number 19, Short Term 12.
Community meeting is now in session. Community announcements? No announcements?
Even when embraced by critics and viewers, smaller films are still easily lost in the shuffle. Case in point, this stunning drama went overlooked by the biggest award ceremonies. Set in a youth group home, it's a quintessential indie movie with emotional highs equal to any genre. It's anchored by a juggernaut performance from Brie Larson, who commands almost every scene.
I would always take forever. 30, 40 minutes just stringing them along, saying, I just gotta do a couple more shadows, or I'm just fixing the nose. I don't know why I did that.
The ensemble is loaded with familiar faces, including standouts Caitlin Dever and Lakeith Stanfield. Empathy is both the subject and the language of the film, as we see the importance of communal care and mutual aid in action. Director Destin Daniel Cretton crafts a devastating yet mending portrait here, and it's all nearly a decade before his Marvel era.
Are you going crazy? Probably.
Number 18, A Most Violent Year.
I'll take care of it.
What does that mean when you say you'll take care of it? It's not a brick through a car window, or another of the cute little warnings over the past few years. This is your kid playing with a loaded gun.
J.C. Shandor's compelling crime drama had a muted release in 2014. Since then, it still hasn't quite made a splash in the mass consciousness. This hidden gem boasts luscious cinematography and production design, which build its suffocating aura. Its screenplay is rich with intriguing politics and angles that breathe new life into the gangster genre.
And I know what these guys want to be doing. But that doesn't make you any safer. Because then they'll come back at us with everything they have.
The MVPs, though, are its 2 stars. As fuel tycoon Abel Morales, Oscar Isaac is nothing short of magnetic. His quiet charm bubbles with a hidden tension, like a cross of George Clooney and old-school Al Pacino.
Trust me. Trust me. I'm not. Julian, that's enough.
Jessica Chastain, as usual, is a force of nature. 2014 was a career year for the Oscar winner, between her work here and her key role as Murph in Interstellar. Number 17, You Were Never Really Here.
Nina. Her name is Nina. I've heard of these places. underage girls. Senator, if she's there, I'll get her.
Joaquin Phoenix's career is full of memorably vibrant and emphatic roles. In this brutal drama, he blows us away with much more restraint. That might have added to the film's divided audience reception. After all, the idea of a Joaquin Phoenix mercenary movie sets misleading expectations. And that's precisely why it's so special.
Got you some water and some sodas? Thirsty? You don't want to touch that. It's gross.
Lynn Ramsey's psychological thriller deconstructs the Hitman movie. Her writing and direction are calculated, yet brimming with heart. It's an art house project disguised as a genre piece. The hero isn't a suave killing machine. Instead, he's a real person with real emotions. Violence is de-glamorized as the film forces us to sit in its ugliness. Yet, along with the nihilism, there's a softness that makes the whole experience feel profound.
It's okay, Joe. It's okay.
Number 16, Buried.
I'm buried in a box. Buried in a box. I can't breathe in here.
Who knew Ryan Reynolds could be such a fantastic dramatic actor? Not many, apparently, because Buried never fell on enough eyes. Granted, its $19 million box office take easily made a profit on a $2 million budget, but is still largely absent from discussions of great thrillers.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Reynolds' excellent performance is heart-stopping as he tries to escape being buried alive, and the film's shot with an intense claustrophobic feel due to director Rodrigo Cortez's eye for darkly lit camera angles. It's a gripping thriller that's bound to become a cult classic.
Move it! I stand! Breathe! Get back! Everyone get back! Are you okay? Talk to me! Paul, are you okay?
Number 15, Seven Psychopaths.
Calling all psychopaths! Are you mental or deranged? Maybe you've recently been hospitalized, but are now okay.
Director Martin McDonagh must have been influenced by Quentin Tarantino, as this movie is the perfect mixture between thriller and dark comedy. The film follows a struggling screenwriter whose friend kidnaps a gangster Shih Tzu, setting off a string of satirical and thrilling moments.
Marty, do everything to keep his mind on track about the seven psychopaths. He's the best writer of his generation, but he needs to stay focused.
The all-star cast shines, including straight man Colin Farrell, a hilariously deadpan Christopher Walken, and an appropriately insane Sam Rockwell. The movie unpredictably mashes gleeful humor and extreme violence into a work that is both unique and overlooked.
I think I'll see how this plays out. Sure, I'm drunk now anyway.
Number 14, Ad Astra.
It's your first time in the war zone?
3 years over the Arctic Circle.
All right.
And a heck of a lot of Army-Navy games.
Well, I guess that's not much you ever seen, right? Well, look, it's almost a full moon. A large stretch of the far side's real black, so let's suit up.
With a shockingly low audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, this space elegy is unfairly sold short. After the decade's run of action-centric astronaut movies, it does subvert some expectations. That shouldn't stop us from recognizing just how much it exceeds others. James Gray's film is like Apocalypse Now amongst the stars. It's a dizzying, majestic journey that aches with real, grounded humanity.
You're Clifford McBride's son.
Yes.
Well, then we're both victims of the Lima Project. My parents left for that expedition. You and I share a great loss, Roy.
As Brad Pitt's Roy searches for an absent father, it ponders some evocative themes. It draws lines between toxic individualism, colonialist consumption, and rigid spirituality. This all leads to a finale reminding Roy that, even in the cosmos, what we need is each other.
He captured strange and distant worlds in greater detail than ever before. They were beautiful, magnificent, full of awe and wonder. But beneath their sublime surfaces, there was nothing. No love or hate.
Number 13, Rush.
Oh, I think the racetrack telephoned ahead that I was coming. Hunt, James Hunt.
Most people know Chris Hemsworth from his portrayal of Thor, but they are sadly missing out on one of his most powerful roles in this movie about two rival race car drivers. Hemsworth and co-actor Daniel Brühl turn in great performances playing the historic drivers, and the expertly shot race sequences are as exciting as anything you would find in a blockbuster.
Lauda takes a look down the inside, and he sold him a dummy! Lauda is through! He's in the lead!
Directed by Ron Howard and scored by the great Hans Zimmer, there really is no going wrong with this movie that many people sadly glazed over.
You know my position. 20% risk.
No, Nicky, don't bring the percentages into this. Don't be a pro. The minute you do that, you kill what's good about this. You kill the sport.
Number 12, The Place Beyond the Pines.
You want a house? I'll get you a house. You want to get the out of here? Well, get out of here.
With an all-star cast that features Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper, you would think that this movie would be more popular than it is. Gosling plays a man who resorts to robbing banks to provide for his family, and Cooper as the cop who takes an interest. Both turn in great performances.
I'm sorry, Jason. I'm sorry.
And the movie itself tackles mature themes in an exciting, elegant fashion. The atmosphere is palpable, and the cinematography throughout is stunning, which creates a fantastic movie that sucks you right into the world it creates, if you take the time to watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I even wish that maybe it wasn't me that was called upon that house that day. But that's the job.
Number 11, pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Before you knew it, we signed with a major label and put out our first single, Karate Guy.
1, 2, 3, 4!
I like to kick it. I'm a karate guy. Kia.
Whether you know them from Saturday Night Live or The Lego Movie, The Lonely Island are comedy veterans. In 2016, the music trio assembled this mockumentary about Connor For Real and the Style Boys. While it has since amassed a cult fan base, it flopped at the box office. What a shame that is for viewers.
What happened out there? What happened to the trick?
Connor, don't worry, nobody saw anything.
I wish they had seen something. Now there's 10,000 people that think I got no dick.
The romp could be enjoyed as a straight, silly hangout watch or a clever farce of vapid pop culture and celebrity. Either way, it's a delight loaded with cameos and a catchy soundtrack to boot.
She was a freaky kind of girl, kept up on current events from all around the world.
All in all, it's the rare broad comedy that lands more than it misses.
And that's Connor For Real. Isn't that right, Maximus, too?
It sure is, Connor.
Number 10, Looper. It's Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt co-starring in a time travel movie. What more could you want? The pair play the same character, Joe, as his future self is sent back through time to be assassinated by his younger self. And the movie is just as awesome as that synopsis sounds.
My memory's cloudy. It's a cloud. Because my memories aren't really memories. They're just one possible eventuality now.
The film has a fantastic story with great characters, and the production design and cinematography are mesmerizing. It deserves to be hailed as a science fiction classic, but sadly, very few people seem to remember it even exists.
And the path was a circle. Round and round. So I changed it.
Number 9, Silence.
How can we abandon our mission? Your mission, Father Gallopy, was to find word of Ferreira. You have found it.
When you're a legend like Martin Scorsese, challenging your audience can come with risks. Although he dabbled in spiritual epics before, silence was never built for mass appeal like A Wolf of Wall Street. However, it was also omitted for more prestigious recognition.
They do not dare take us anywhere by the main road. To hide like this must be a terrible burden. I was overwhelmed by the love I felt from these people.
The film only received one Oscar nomination for cinematography. Hence, it's seen as more of an outcast in the auteur's catalog. There's still plenty of value to find here, though. Based on a 1966 novel, it matches a glacial pace with a sweeping scope. The result is a voyage that feels colossal, yet intimate and personal.
Why have you forsaken me? I was your son. Your son's words on the cross.
The craftsmanship is undeniably superb at every level, including cast highlight Izzy Ogata.
Do you like that? They can continue to be Christian. You may take some satisfaction in that.
Number 8, Dread.
Let's talk. Talk about what, Judge? Release the hostage, unharmed, and I guarantee you a sentence of life in an ISO cube without parole.
Sometimes remakes can be a good thing, as evidenced by this underrated 2012 gem, an adaptation of the comic strip Judge Dredd about a man given the power to judge and execute civilians in a wasteland. Dredd was surprisingly good, filled with amazing special effects, exciting slow-motion violence, and even some well-placed satire.
How do you want it, kids? Body bags or juve cubes? Makes no difference to me.
However, it only earned $41 million and was considered a bomb due to its $45 million budget. While some argue that the Stallone movie definitely didn't help its reputation, Dredd deserves to stand on its own and receive greater recognition.
So how did she do? She a pass or a fail?
She's a pass.
Number 7, Under the Silver Lake.
In 1978, a Silver Lake resident discovered a can of film in his basement. In the movie, a young man holds a note in front of the camera.
Thanks to bumpy distribution, this surreal fever dream never really had its time in the sun, and once actually released, it polarized critics and audiences alike. Director David Robert Mitchell weaves a tangled web of sex, conspiracy, and paranoia.
Hidden messages in old pop songs?
Movies, television shows, everything you know.
Why?
That's pop culture, isn't it? Floats away like tissue paper.
In the middle of it is Sam, Andrew Garfield's questionable hero. Some see it as the same strain as Inherent Vice and The Big Lebowski. It's a big, messy mystery that's meant to be a big mess. The search for answers is itself the point. Other writers have a deeper reading, from a feminist lens. It's one where Sam's disaffected male gaze and savior fantasies are an interrogation of noir and entertainment. Altogether, it's an ambitious piece that deserves a second look.
For now, the answers remain hidden deep below the surface, under the Silver Lake. Under the Silver Lake.
Number 6, Upgrade.
There has been an accident. Please remain seated until further instructions. Emergency services have been contacted.
Before Lee Winnell's time reimagining classic monsters, he surprised viewers with this genre triumph. At first glance, Upgrade could be written off as a schlocky riff on the revenge movie. And it might still be one. But that fails to convey just how kick-ass everything is.
All right, so what's the plan? What are we doing? Stop him!
It's a masterclass in bone-shattering stunts and fluid choreography. Its camera work is inventive and visceral. Familiar story beats are energized by an immersive cyberpunk aesthetic. It understands that great sci-fi design focuses on the dirt and grime, on making a tactile world. Luckily, stars Logan Marshall Green and Betty Gabriel are there to guide us through it.
I printed a pizza.
Bad dream.
No.
No, this wasn't a dream.
Number 5, Good Time.
Excuse me.
You Peter?
Yes, I am. We're in the middle of... Hello?
Nick, what are you doing?
We're in the middle of something here. We're in the middle of
get
an
up.
exam. Hey,
Nick,
Nick.
about the stuff and the pan and the
Wait, please.
How would you like it if I made you cry, huh? Would you like that?
No, I would not, but...
Hidden between Robert Pattinson's huge blockbusters are films like this caustic caper. Though popular with viewers and critics, it had a modest box office and wasn't a major awards player. Nevertheless, the Safdie brothers capture anxiety in a bottle here. It's packed with barely structured chaos and jolts of adrenaline. The film hums with unreal momentum, thanks to blistering editing and sharp music choice.
All right. I'm gonna drop you off at that White Castle. I gotta get something for my brother anyway.
There's a brain beneath the bluster as well. Good Time is no simple heist flick. It's an incisive portrait of several intersections of social tension. It's a hard-nosed character study that uses Pattinson's Connie to shade and contour the world around him. Number 4, Edge of Tomorrow.
Arrest this man.
What?
Outside of his exploits as Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise flicks in the 2010s were hit or miss. The most beloved of the batch might just be this fun time looper. With a lukewarm box office despite positive reviews, fans have been calling for a follow-up. It's not hard to see why.
They know we're coming on the beach tomorrow. It's a slaughter, isn't it?
How do you know this?
The looping format is simple but exciting, unpredictable, and a breeze to watch. It's an action movie that feels more like gaming than most actual game adaptations. It plays off of that medium's unique dynamic with death without losing its stakes. Cruise is his ever-reliable self, and Emily Blunt becomes a bona fide action hero.
I forgot to unhook the trailer.
She elevates her character above the material's limits and steals the show. Not to mention, the aliens are just really cool. Number 3, The Nice Guys.
Who is it?
Messenger service. Hollow march home?
The 2010s saw a nearly annual streak of top-shelf work from Ryan Gosling. It wasn't just his stoic, brooding type. He also became a comedy mainstay thanks to projects like this buddy noir. Despite a warm reception all around, it underwhelmed at the box office. That means some unlucky folks missed out on his dry wit, hilarious physical comedy, and period hijinks.
All right. Super annoying.
Apple
She's
pie.
always mean to me.
That's good. This conversation is over. We're just talking. And it's over.
Gosling shows off some next-level chemistry with Russell Crowe. Meanwhile, the rest of the film is bolstered by Margaret Qualley and a sturdy ensemble. Its central mystery is engaging, with some sneakily thoughtful and purposeful meat on its bones.
Yeah. That's the point of the story? Yeah, just say that.
What?
Well, you just lead me on this epic journey with the story, and 10 minutes later, the point is that there's two ways to look at something. You could just say that.
Simply put, it's just the ultimate comfort watch and undoubtedly a highlight of the decade.
At least you're drinking again.
Yeah. Feel great.
Number 2, Take Shelter.
While rescue workers made several attempts to reach the family, Walter Jacobs' wife
That's what I don't understand.
died.
If he didn't do anything,
Another thriller, this story about a man who builds a shelter to protect his family from a storm and his own paranoia was praised by critics, but landed with an unwarranted thud with audiences. It only made $3 million at the box office, failing to make back its budget, and has since seemingly disappeared from existence.
you know the expenses we have coming up. You want to waste money on a stupid tornado shelter?
I'm doing it for us. I know you don't understand.
You're right. I don't understand.
All this despite Michael Shannon's hauntingly beautiful performance and the sheer dread that the film conveys. Maybe it proved too dark for viewers, but either way, Take Shelter deserves more of them.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe there's no storm outside.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Prisoners.
He stays in custody until my daughter's found, right? Right?
We have a 48-hour hold on that ends tomorrow unless we bring charges.
Oh, charge him or something. Charge him.
Easily one of the most overlooked movies of the decade, Prisoners is a fantastic film that showcases the talents of everyone involved. It's about 2 young girls who are kidnapped in Pennsylvania, and while it sounds simple enough, it is a dark, complex, and emotional story that hits many unpredictable beats. The performances are outstanding, specifically those by Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and the movie was nominated for an Oscar for its breathtaking cinematography. It's a work of art that deserves all the recognition it can get.
You want me to get in there, you're gonna have to shoot me. I'm not gonna get in there just because you asked.
Do we miss another hidden gem from the 2010s? Let us know in the comments.
I got a shit ton of titles.
What kind of titles are we talking about? Playboy?
Well, anything you like. You like boats, deer?
I'll give you $500 to hang out with me tonight.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.